What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we are booming. You guys may recognize this team. I've made a video on it before, a little bit over a year ago, but I decided to give this team a try with the shadow version of Alolan Marowak, and my goodness, it is so satisfying. As most of you are aware, Alolan Marowak is the GOAT, the greatest of all time, and if you didn't know that, well, now you do. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Alright, getting into the first battle, we have Superior on the lead versus Trevenant. Not the best of matchups here for us, so what we're going to look to do is leverage our bulk by going for Leaf Tornado. It has a 50% chance to dramatically lower our opponent's attack, and if we get the proc, which we do right there, we become an absolute unit of a tank. So they decide to swap out. So we're going to go ahead and go for the Frenzy Plant now to do as much neutral damage as we can to the Toxapex, and then we're going to look to load up and swap into Bastiodon right here, as we should be able to farm down with Smackdown. Toxapex does have access to Brine, which is a water move, but it honestly doesn't do that much damage, and with Poison Jabs right there, we're looking really good right here with Bastion. Mind you, Trevenant still has loaded energy, so we need to be very careful about that, and we also need to watch how close our health is getting here against the Toxapex, but I think we should be able to fully farm down with Smackdown. Mind you, we still have a bit of energy on Superior, we still have our Alolan Marowak, so things are looking pretty good. Now this is risky right here, we're going to try our best to farm down, and we get it right there. That was close. Alright. Let's see what they bring in. It is going to be Galarian Stunfisk. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go for double Flamethrower right here and then swap out right away into the Superior. So the first one we actually get the shield. So I'm going to swap out instead right away and throw the Leaf Tornado here. The fact that we got a shield there is huge. And we get a second shield because they thought that was going to be a Frenzy Plant, but it was actually the Leaf Tornado. And because we applied that debuff, the Pokemon then becomes obsolete. So they have to swap out. So then we can get a Frenzy Plant here against Trevenant. You know what's coming. I know what's coming. Calculate out what is about to happen. This is going to be good. We're going to bring in Bastiodon right here. This Trevenant is loaded on energy, and I'm going to force them to throw that Seed Bomb in order to take us out, because looking how much damage, one more Smackdown, we would have taken it out. So we make them dump all of their energy. And now we're going to be coming, or they threw the Shadow Ball. Now we're coming in with the Alolan Marowak and battlers of all ages. This is just the first of many booms to come in today's video. The Shadow Alolan Marowak is an absolute monster of a Pokemon. It's incredibly strong in Go Battle League and Team 6 formats, and I love using it with Hex, Shadow Bone, and Fire Blast for all of the booms. So here we go. They get to one more charge move, which is fine. We're going to go ahead and shield this one. And then we're going to throw that Fire Blast to close this game out. Now, most people, I'm only showing the ones that I actually landed Fire Blast because people just left before I threw. But this battle, I let it go through. Boom! One-shots it right there. Good game. Thanks for letting me boom ya. Alright, next game. We have Azumarill now on the lead. So this is still a very good situation. They're not swapping out, so I'm going to go ahead and punish them by going straight for Frenzy Plant here. This is going to force that shield or do a ton of super effective damage, which it does land. Now, Superior is extremely bulky. We're going to go ahead and no-shield this and commit to the farm down. Even though the Ice Beam does land, it's honestly not that much damage, and Vine Whip right here should be enough to fully farm down. Now, let's see what they decide to bring in. It's going to be Talonflame, so I'm going to swap out right away into Alolan Marowak to get ahead on energy. Hex is very good at energy gaining. You can outpace the Talonflame by sneaking through those fast moves. So we decide to shield the Brave Bird, and they bring in a Galarian Stunfisk. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to be reminded that the GOAT has to be respected. Boom! One-shots it right there. They did not see that coming. That's a good game. Very well played. Could we still have our Bastiodon in the back? I'm just like, are you going to back out? Nope, they're staying in. Okay, we're going to go ahead and let this go. And then we will come in with Bastiodon to close. And they Brave Birded as well. So they boom me right back. We come in with Bastiodon. That's a good game. Very well played. But, oh, You guys gotta be reminded that Fire Blast is a threat in this meta, so you gotta watch out for it. Superior now versus Galarian Stunfisk, they swap into Trevenant, so we're gonna do the same situation that we saw with Trevenant on the lead, where we're gonna go ahead and throw the Leaf Tornado now, hoping to apply the debuff, and then swap into Bastion, on which we get the debuff. It's so nice. Literally, the Leaf Tornado debuff completely changes that dynamic of every single matchup, because look, those Shadow Balls and Shadow Claws are doing no damage. Like, Superior needs to be respected, even if you're facing off against something like Altaria or Skarmory. If you can apply those debuffs, it just makes your backline matchups that much better. So we will see, we will be able to fully farm down right here with Bastiodon having loaded energy, perfectly fine with no shielding everything. And again, Bastiodon can apply some shield pressure. Flamethrower does do super effective damage, so they decide to bring in the Stunfisk, which is fine. I'm going to go ahead and go for this Flamethrower right here. I don't think I'll get a shield, but we get a shield. I'm just like, man, the second I see that shield go up, I'm just like, the GOAT is just itching to get into the game, because he knows with 2-to-1 shields, Alolan Marowak can sweep a lot of teams. And we get 2 shields! I'm like, okay, we got to bring in the Superior right now to force some energy here from Galarian Stunfisk and not allow them to farm me down, because Rock Slides we can absorb right here. And Alolan Marowak, it doesn't really matter what I face in the back. If I have 2 shields, it's game over. So we're going to go ahead and land that Frenzy Plant right there. And they decide to stay and keep going for energy, but they have a Jumpluff in the back, so I'm surprised they didn't swap out sooner, to be honest. But this is actually a very strong team. We talked about it earlier this week in the top performing teams, and I used a variant of it the other day, if you guys saw that, with Drapion instead of Trevenant. So this is definitely a strong team, but I think they stayed in a bit too long there with Galarian Stunfisk. What we're going to do here is just keep going for Leaf Tornadoes, because even though it is resisted damage, again, if we apply that debuff, it is looking beautiful for us in terms of bulk on our back end. So we're going to go ahead and let this charge move come through, and then we will come in with Alolan Marowak and close this game out, because we have 2-0 shields and a Shadow Bone. We'll one-shot the Galarian Stunfisk in the back, and it'll near one-shot the Jumpluff here. So we're going to go ahead and shield the Acrobatics, and then look to go for Shadow Bone right away. Now they decide to swap into Galarian Stunfisk, catching the charge move. I'm guessing they wanted to go for the Rock Slide right away, but they do catch the Shadow Bone, unfortunately for them, and that is going to be a good game, very well played. Alright, moving next, when we got Superior versus Galarian Stunfisk here. Let's see what we can do. They decide to stay in, which is fine by me. I'm going to go ahead and go for that Leaf Tornado once we do build up to the Frenzy Plant, because it still does neutral damage, and again, applying that debuff is so incredible in these matchups, and we don't get it right there. That is unfortunate for us. So these Rock Slides now are actually going to do some damage. It's neutral, but still 2 of them is definitely going to be hurting. So there's 1, and we're going to go ahead and go for Frenzy Plant now, showing that we have Leaf Tornado, and we're going to go for it. I'm hoping this sneaks through, and it does. That's beautiful. This is perfect now, but they will be able to get to 2 Rock Slides, so I have to make a decision. Do I shield 1 and farm down, or do I let both of them go? So there's the first one. And I was hoping I can get through a fast move and take them out, but we're going to go ahead and shield. I want the ability to be able to apply that Leaf Tornado debuff, and they decide to bring in a Skarmory, so I'm going to go ahead. I should have thrown it sooner and then bailed out. I messed up right there. Fast moves still sneak through every single time, and that was a huge mistake by me, but still Bastiodon can lock in against Skarmory, which is fine. We see Azumarill now come in, so we're going to bring in Alolan Marowak, and you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. You just brought in Alolan Marowak down 1-2 shields against an Azumarill, and I say, don't question the GOAT. Don't you dare question the GOAT. This thing is an absolute monster. Hex and Shadow Bone is so spammy, and we're going to go ahead and shield this charge move. We need to apply as much neutral damage as we can in order for Bastiodon to potentially sweep this game. Now, they threw a Play Rough there, which tells me they have Hydro Pump. They wouldn't have thrown a Play Rough if they have Ice Beam. We do get a defense drop as well, so now it's going to be a race, and we get to the Shadow Bone in time. The GOAT, you were incredible, my dude. We're going to go ahead and land this. Now, is it going to be enough? No, but my goodness, that is enough for me. Switch Clock is coming back up. They decide to swap into Skarmory, and I counter swap right away into Bastiodon. They were hoping to Sky Attack the Alolan Marowak, but my reflexes were too fast with the GOAT, so we can come in with Bastion here and fully farm down and close this game out. Now, again, like I said earlier, we saw the play rough, which tells me they do have Hydro Pump. So I got to be careful about my HP here on Bastion. I can't get hit with another Sky Attack. If I do, Hydro Pump might KO me. So I'm going to have to throw the Flamethrower right here to take out the Skarmory. And then we should be able to take out our Azumarill now, because here comes the Hydro Pump. You know it, I know it. But can we survive? Yes, we can. Perfect. So we're going to go ahead and go for the Stone Edge. Granted, do you see how much health I had left right there? If I got hit with a Sky Attack, that would have been dangerously close to getting knocked out. So good game, very well played to my opponent. All right. Moving to the next one, we got Serperior versus Swampert. So, very positive lead this time. We're going to see them swap out right away. And they decide to bring in Sableye. So, my guess right now is this is a Swampert, Skarmory, Sableye team, or potentially Galarian Stunfisk. So, we need to apply that Leaf Tornado, but I didn't get the debuff, so now I have to come in with Bastion right here, which is unfortunate because I'm going to be taking a lot more damage than I would like to, but it could actually play to my favor. Sableye is going to be able to get off probably 2 more foul plays, which might put me low enough where Swampert won't get enough energy. So I'm hoping that it is, in fact, a Skarmory or Galarian Stunfisk in the back. That way Alolan Marowak has a better chance, because if it's something like Altaria, well, actually Altaria would still wouldn't be bad. Alolan Marowak doesn't care. Why am I questioning it? Alolan Marowak doesn't care. We're going to go ahead and farm down. This actually paid off not getting a debuff. That is not a lot of health for Swampert to be able to farm down. Granted, Mudshot doesn't do too much damage, but still, we're looking pretty good. Now, they decide to bring in the Swampert, obviously, so we're going to go ahead and go for that Stone Edge. Just do as much chip damage as we can before we go down, and they will be able to farm us down. Now, we have Serperior. We have a little bit of loaded energy, and they decide to swap out into Talonflame, so we're going to come in right away with Alolan Marowak. Even up on shields, we got to be very careful about our timings here with throwing the Shadow Bone. So we're going to go ahead and shield. It is just a Flame Charge, which is fine. Granted, it's pretty obvious that they probably go for that, but I really can't get hit with any any charge moves, even if it is resisted. So we're going to go ahead and throw the Shadow Bone right now. I think I could have gotten away with one more Hex right there and another Hex right there. I messed up. Should have gone for another one, but I think we can make it. I only need to get to 3 Shadow Bones, so there's 2. Yeah, we should be able to get to 3 right here. So we're going to go ahead and shield, and then on the next one, the next Incinerate from Talonflame, we'll go ahead and throw. Yeah, we make it in no time. Granted, I could have been there a little bit faster. I think I messed up just a little bit, but that's okay. We get the Shadow Bone, we take out the Talonflame, we have Switch Clock back, so we're going to go ahead and just go for the Frenzy Plant and close this game out. Again, I wanted to show you guys the booms that landed. There were booms that were not allowed to land because they quit before I could do it, but that's okay. Really good games today to my opponents. This team was so much fun to use. It reminded me that it's so strong, and I think it has a lot to do with, firstly, the bulk from Bastiodon. Secondly, the Leaf Tornado debuff completely changes all matchups if you can apply that debuff and then bring in, like we saw with Trevenant coming into Bastiodon, the Shadow Ball did no damage. And then Alolan Marowak sweeps teams, especially when you have shield advantage. So, whoa. I'm alright. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Like always, thank you for watching. Continue to boom, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.